Hello, and welcome to Food Safety 123 training course on Food Safety Modernization Act, or FSMA. As a certified food establishment, we know you would like to make the most of your resources. By taking this course, you will earn a thorough training session towards your certification. Let's begin by talking about Food Safety Modernization Act, or FSMA. What is FSMA, and what do we need to know about it? FSMA is a law passed by Congress and signed by President Obama in 2011. FSMA aims to ensure that the United States food supply stays safe by shifting the focus from responding to contamination into preventing it from happening. The important thing to know about FSMA is that it takes a reactive measure out of the food chain, such as a foodborne illness or contaminant. This is done by trace-backing to its source to put the control in front of the reactive measure to prevent that foodborne illness or contaminant from entering the food chain. This is accomplished by the 7 rules of FSMA, each one designed to make a specific action that must be taken in different points in the global food chain. Let's discuss these rules together. The first rule, Produce Safety Rule. This is technically a mandatory standard for growing, harvesting, packing, and holding of fresh produce. The second rule, Preventative Controls for Human Food. This requires food facilities to have a food safety plan in place that includes a hazard analysis and risk-based preventative controls to minimize or prevent the identified hazards. Third rule, Preventive Controls for Animal Foods. This establishes the implementation of a Good Manufacturing Practices, or GMPs, development of a hazard analysis, and development of a risk-based preventive control for the production of food for animals. The fourth rule, Foreign Supplier Verification Program, or FSVP. This requires that importers to perform risk-based certain activities to verify that the food imported into the United States has been produced in compliance to the applicable U.S. safety standards. The fifth rule, Accreditation of Third-Party Auditors, or Certification Bodies. This establishes a voluntary program for the accreditation of third-party certification, also known as third-party auditors, to conduct food safety audits and issue certification of foreign entities and the food for the human and animals they produce. The sixth rule, Sanitary Transportation of Human Food and Animal Food. This places efforts to protect the food from farm to table by keeping them safe from contamination during transportation. The seventh and final rule, Prevention of Intentional Adulteration. This is aimed at preventing intentional adulteration from acts intended to cause wide-scale harm to public health, such as acts of terrorism to targeting the food supply. Now, this seems like a lot to remember, but the important message to take away from all this is that FSMA allows us to focus on prevention of the food safety issues rather than relying primarily on reacting to problems after they occur. You now have the basic understanding for the Food Safety Modernization Act, or FSMA. Just remember, if you still have questions on the subject, don't guess. Ask your supervisor. So let's go out there and make the produce the best and safest products for our customers.